So the second official trailer for Doom Eternal just dropped, full of new intriguing content and proof that Doom Eternal has pretty much already won Game of the Year 2020 among about all the other awards. This shit is fucking dope and I absolutely love it. Before I get into the meat of the video, I'd like to quickly apologise that my last video wasn't as finished as I would have liked. I had to stop editing it to make way for this video because the trailer came out on the day I was supposed to be finishing up the editing. Apologies again. Alright, with that out of the way, let's get back to gawking at the new Doom Eternal trailer. The first scene is possibly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. The moon shattered and the earth glowing red, fractured, presumably by the hellish influence of Argent energy. The earth also seems to have a ring of debris surrounding it, which could be from the fractures of the moon, but I'm not so sure given the state of the earth itself. The other notable thing about the first shot is it confirms the date the game takes place, 2151. It then cuts closer to Earth, revealing that yes, it is in fact being fractured by hellish influence, with a massive demonic rune adorning the planet, glowing with hellish argent energy. A human voice, likely that of a computer or someone on a low-quality radio due to its semi-robotic tone, then claims that the casualties range in the billions, giving a minimum death toll of 28%, or 2 billion humans, if not more. We then see a glowing blue space station in orbit, which I assume to be that of someone aligned with the Doomslayer or Night Sentinels, as it has the signature blue glow of the Ghost Sentinels and looks to have archaeology to match. We then cut to the awakening of a being that still has a gigantic hole in its chest, with massive nails sticking out of the flesh around its arms. Maybe this is the second Titan. We then see it from behind, confirming its gargantuan size, solidifying it as a very good candidate for a second Titan. This almost immediately cuts to an inside view of the space station, where the Slayer is standing on what looks to be a bridge, meaning this could in fact be some sort of spaceship. The window directly in front of the camera overlooks the destroyed Earth, giving us reason to believe this is the station we saw in the opening shot. Also of note is the way the Slayer is shown here. He is shown with his helmet off, meaning that this is some sort of safe zone for him, maybe even the hub, though we can't be sure this isn't just for a cutscene. The next scene on its own isn't that important, just the Slayer collecting his shotgun, but what's said over it is very important. Against all the evil that hell can conjure, all the wickedness that mankind can produce, we will send unto them only you. This line is said in the voice that spoke in the last story trailer to warn the Slayer, making me question who this could even be and whose side they're on. Underneath this line we see a few more snapshots. Firstly of what looks to be the bastard child of a Night Sentinel and a Jaeger from Pacific Rim, stabbing the being we saw getting up earlier in the chest with a red-tipped spear, while having a blue underglow to its armour, which is important later in the trailer. Secondly is a shot of Earth being destroyed as fuck. Thirdly, another shot of Earth in a sorry state. Fourthly is a shot of what looks to be a temple of the Hell Cult. And finally comes the Slayer, putting on his trusty helmet. The next important thing is a line spoken in a voice we haven't actually heard yet that I know of. Saving your people will not bring you peace, only make the burden you carry worse. I'll theorise on who speaks this line later because I really need some time to come up with ideas. I'm writing this right after seeing the trailer. Moving on, the next thing is a female that the trailer indicates is the Khan Maker starting to talk, while the Slayer walks into a room of Night Sentinels in their signature glowing blue armour, wielding glowing blue spears, who stand to attention upon seeing him, reinforcing his position as a leader, either of their society as a whole or at least their army. The lines said by the Maker aren't really that interesting at first, but end with a shocker. Who are you, a human, to defy our traditions? Which leads me to believe that the Maker is referencing letting the demons kill off other species when she says that she has made others sacrifice. This cuts to a somewhat extended combat section which doesn't have much we haven't already seen, besides that the rotary cannon now gets a massive fucking shield. What is important is the scene directly after the combat, where the Slayer enters a blood-stained building with glowing red lighting, and a group of Knight Sentinel armor-wearing beings with red Sentinel-like spears coming out of two doors to block the Slayer's path. This makes me think that during their battles against Hell, some Sentinels ended up corrupted, as shown by their red weapons powered by raw, unrefined Argent energy, unlike the highly refined energy powering the weapons of the actual Sentinels. These could also be more like Brotherhood outcasts, in that they left when the Slayer became the leader for reasons that you'll see slightly further into this trailer. These Sentinels are seemingly commanded by a man who sounds suspiciously like Samuel Hayden if he wasn't a robot, making me think that they somehow also corrupted Hayden and transferred him into a flesh and blood form from his now destroyed robot body. Maybe they did that in reverse, transferring him into a flesh and blood form where they could actually corrupt him. A couple of cuts later, after being shown approximately 2 frames of the Mac era, we see the Marauder coming out of a portal, seemingly talking with a voice somewhat different from the one we just heard, calling the Slayer a usurper and a false idol. This makes me think that he could be a previous leader of the Knight Sentinels, who led his followers astray when the Slayer rocked up and effectively ousted him from his throne by just existing. Though, if this is true, it throws the identity of the Throne Guy somewhat into question. Though, the Throne Guy could be the Marauder for all we know, just an old version of him that was copied into a hologram. The last thing of importance is a voice line. The only thing they fear is you. Spoken in a female voice I don't think we've heard before. This could be another ally to the Slayer in Doom Eternal, though of course we can't be sure. Overall, I'm very impressed with this trailer, and I'm even more excited for Doom Eternal now that we've seen even more of what's to come. Hopefully that space station will be the hub, because it looks simple, interesting, and useful. Tell me what you all think in the comments section down below. Thank you all for watching, and I will hopefully see you all in the next video. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, then shotgun blast that bell icon to see more from me. I have been your host, Vert343, signing off. Peace out, gentlemen.